Well, greetings and hello there, everybody. It's me, your beloved Star Wars dad, Nooch Too Good, and we are here today to talk about Omicrons. And I'm probably going to say Omicron 150 times during this video. I apologize. I tried. I've re-recorded this. It just keeps coming out of my mouth. Omicron. So Omicrons are an ability you apply in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. I'm working on Reva right now. We're going to be talking about the first 10 Omicrons you should apply in Galaxy of Heroes. This is not going to be Reva. If Reva is one of your first 10 Omicrons, you've either gotten into an amazing guild and barely applied new Omicrons, or you've done something wrong, because she's a late game character to unlock in this game, Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. But I'm working on it right now. I thought I'd show it. A lot of these Omicrons have a Zeta in front of them. You have to apply a Zeta and then an Omicron, and these Omicrons can just change the course of battle. They just completely transform teams, giving Deathmark whenever Purge is dispelled, giving my whole Inquisitorious team defense penetration up in Grand Arena. These Omicrons can apply to Grand Arena or Territory Wars or Territory Battles or Conquest. I think there was something else they did apply to, well, Galactic Challenges. Wow, that was a bad one. What are the first 10 Omicrons you should apply to your roster in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes? We're going to cover some oldies but goodies today, while also bringing in some new Omicron ideas here for your first 10 in the game. The thing about an Omicron is the perfectly placed Omicron. An Omicron in the right situation on the right character at the right time can make you nearly invincible in these game modes we've mentioned. And speaking of invincible, we have a new sponsor. If you're anything like me, you love Invincible. And also, if you're anything like me, you are busy. Between work and or school and or taking the kids to football or piano, between making YouTube content, well, maybe that's just me, you just can't seem to find the time to engage in your favorite leisure activity, gaming. Well, that's where our new sponsor, Invincible Guarding the Globe, comes in. Download the mobile game today to collect all of your favorite characters from Invincible while still living your life to its fullest extent. You can collect Cecil Stedman, the Mauler twins, Adam Eve, or even Invincible himself. And by using my link and QR code, you'll receive Omni-Man and Kid Omni-Man today for free. Download the game now to engage in Cecil's Nightmares, our current live event, along with the original storyline that follows the timeline of the Invincible TV series. You'll be using your favorite heroes and villains to fight the action-packed, bloody battles that have become the hallmark of the Invincible story. Invincible Guarding the Globe. Use my QR code or link and download it today. Well, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I promised you we'd start off with the oldies but goodies, the classics, the ones that have been around for a while that you really got to have on your roster. I still, to this day, think that one of our first two here is going to be, one of your first two Omicrons will be for this character, Wampa, or for our second Omicron character we'll see in a moment. This video brought to us by Matadork. I'll put links to all the videos in the description of this video if you want to go watch them. This is going to be short and sweet. This is a low gear Wampa with Omicron, gear 11 with the Zeta and Omicron going against the Phoenix team. This is an old Phoenix team. This isn't like the perfect example. You know, Wampa, Omicron's Mon Mothma, Iden Versio, and Grievous are kind of the main counters out there. A solo or a can counter Sith Eternal, a solo Jedi Master Kenobi, other solo Galactic Legends as well. Wampa is just destructive, and there are even more teams. Phasma out there, Old Republic. There's a lot of teams at Wampa in the early stages of the game and mid stages of the game, and even in the late stages can serve as a great cleanup. Wampa does a lot of things for you as a solo artist in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes with her Omicron. Not only that, but she is required for Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, who opens up Jabba, and Jedi Master Luke and Leia Organa to you, kind of Leia Organa, but you know what I'm saying. Wampa is just a really great character to have, and I believe should be one of your first two Omicrons in the game. Not only is the Omicron awesome, it'll also just help you really understand. By the way, you could be autoing this all day. There's no reason to actually manage this battle. It really helps you kind of understand the difference that an Omicron makes. Try this out. Take your Wampa into a battle Take your Wampa into a battle without an Omicron and see what happens. And then take your Wampa, get the Omicron on there, take it in once you got the Omicron, and just watch the difference a day makes. And I'd recommend doing the non-Omicron, just do Squad Arena or something, then go, you know. Anyway, Wampa, number 1 on the list still today. And of course, coming in at number 2, and by the way, I'm not ranking these 1 through 10. I'd usually just say Qui-Gon and Wampa are your best first 2 Omicrons in the game because they do so much. If your roster farming is going a different direction, you know, all these Omicrons are going to be really, really valuable for you in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. Another Grand Arena Omicron here for Qui-Gon Jinn. I should have looked at Wampa's there. I didn't. His leader ability, if there's no Galactic Legends and all his allies are Jedi, all of their allies gain offense equal to 30 times their speed, double while they have foresight, and can't be defeated while he is active. What ends up happening here is when Qui-Gon Jinn is defeated, all allies recover 100% health and protection, and they gain 400% of his offense. And if you put Jedi Knight Anakin on the squad, and your entire team is Galactic Republic Jedi Knight Anakin is going to double that offense output, and he becomes a nuke. You just nuke other teams with Jedi Knight Anakin, but this team even gets used into the late game with Keller and Beck, with other Galactic Republic Jedi out there in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Your eyes can deceive you. Don't trust them. This is not about Wampa. This is about Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn's Omicron is here. We have someone from the East. I don't know. I guess that's, it's Korean maybe? I honestly don't know, and I'm going to offend somebody. I probably just did. Regardless, this is Wampa against Qui-Gon Jinn's Omicron in Grand Arena. These are both Grand Arena Omicrons. They only apply there. And what you're going to see is just absolute mayhem. This person was trying to use their Wampa with the Omicron against Qui-Gon Jinn. It's going to be an absolute fail, and this is why I love Qui-Gon Jinn and why Qui-Gon Jinn's Omicron lasts still deep in the game. It gives you a lot of opportunity to do a lot of fun things, and if you're farming that Galactic... He did the wrong thing there. AoE. Thank you. You know, the Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron can really last you to deep in the game with your Galactic Republic Jedi and Anakin out there doing lots of great things on your roster. I really love this thing. It ends up turning into offense down the road. It's got a different font on this. That's really interesting. Like, the number font is different. There goes Qui-Gon, and there goes Wampa. Anakin that was a PV, a 1v1 nuke. He can also turn into just an overall team nuke. So, Qui-Gon Jinn and Wampa, your first 2 Omicrons that I really believe everybody should apply in Galaxy of Heroes to use in Grand Arena. Now we're going to come along with some non-Grand Arena Omicrons here in a moment. But before we do, let's talk about a new one, Zaalbar. Zaalbar just got this Omicron on him. While in Grand Arenas, in 5v5, I mean, he gains Retribution and taunts for 1 turn at the start of battle. While in 5v5, if they're all light side Old Republic and the leader's not a Jedi, that's built for Carth Onasi, right? It's built to have Zaalbar on a team with Carth Onasi actually doing something for the first time in about 7 years in Grand Arena. It's literally like 7 years in Grand Arena. He's going to gain 4% offense. He's going to gain defense and tenacity for every debuff. He's going to do a lot of really good things 5v5 for that Carth Onasi team to lift it. We haven't really seen that in action yet because this Omicron came out before 3v3s, like literally like 2 weeks ago or less. And it's being applied now with Darth Revan and Mission Vow on the team. People are seeing great results from this Omicron, and a lot of you guys are going to have Zaalbar on your team. Let's take you over to Vexatron, one of the up-and-coming creators for Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. He's going to show us this 3v3 Zaalbar Omicron right now. I haven't actually tested this thing out. As you guys can see, I hadn't applied it yet. But a lot of you guys are out there either farming Jedi Knight Revan and Darth Revan, or you bought the bundles for Jedi Knight Revan and Darth Revan, and boom, there's an Omicron to elevate both of those teams with Zaalbar in 3v3 and 5v5. We're going to find out over time how this thing really, really plays out. But this is Darth Revan with Zaalbar and Mission against Gas. You would not have taken Darth Revan into a battle like this previously. I don't believe me. I could be wrong. But this is just an absolute wipeout. You do sacrifice Mission at the beginning, but the Omicron and Zaalbar turns this into something really, really, really special. So Zaalbar's Omicron is going to be really great for a lot of people who have these bundles purchased or are farming the Revans. I think we're going to see a lot of really good things out of this Omicron as the game goes on. And next, I want to turn our eyes toward Territory War and talk about Mara Jade. Mara Jade, the Emperor's Hand, while in Territory Wars. At the start of battle, if the enemy leader is not a galactic legend, they lose 100% protection. That's gotta hurt. 50% max protection, and Mara Jade gains 100% turn meter whenever an enemy unit is defeated, inflict vulnerable for 1 turn on a random enemy, which can't be prevented, and allies gain 20% max protection. The main thing is, she gets the 100% turn meter, and if you got her under a Palpatine lead in Territory Wars, she gets the turn, they're off to the races. Now, in Grand Arena, Starkiller's Omicron kind of gives her a bunch of speed, and this is a similar result. But this Omicron and Territory Wars, even if you don't have Starkiller on your team, if it's just Palpatine, Vader, Mara Jade, Tarkin, Royal Guard, I don't know, and Thrawn, an Empire team for you. Mara Jade at the beginning with a Palpatine lead is going to do a lot of great things in Territory Wars. This video comes to us from Thomas Unleashed. Well, we're facing Gas again. So you see Gas lost all his protection. That kind of matters with Gas. It kind of matters a lot that Gas lost all his protection. And now what you're going to see is just non-stop turn meter from this Palpatine team. Every time debuffs are landed, they all gain, or all the Empire gain turn meter. And this is with a Starkiller team. Again, guys, you're going to get very similar results with a full Empire team. I know it's a Starkiller team. Sorry about that. My bad. But regardless, there's no Juhani Omicron aiding that Starkiller team. There's no Starkiller Omicron in Territory Wars. This victory is all about the Mara Jade Omicron in Territory Wars here against General Skywalker. And if you're in a guild that's looking to produce and you want to contribute to the guild for Territory Wars, which we all do, we all want to be part of a guild that's winning Territory Wars and doing some good stuff. The Mara Jade Omicron on your Empire team and or your Verbindung is going to be really, really beneficial for your roster. And sticking with our Territory Wars theme, it's time to look at Poggle, making those Geos fly. A lot of you guys have farmed Geos. You know, you maybe got them at Gear 12, whatever. This is still a great Omicron. A lot of you guys have bought the Geo bundle. You've got them relicked. This Omicron, again, for Territory Wars for your guild is going to do really, really great things for you. What happens here? While in Territory Wars, if there are no enemy Galactic Legends and all allies are Geos, at the start of the battle and the first time an ally is summoned, Geonosian allies gain Geonosian Brood until the end of battle or they're defeated, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. What is Geonosian Brood? Plus 20% max health and protection, offense, tenacity, and 10 speed for each Geo ally. And when this character is defeated, revive at 100% health protection and turn meter excluding summons. This makes the Geos really difficult to deal with in Territory Wars. Now, this video from Val Earthwalker is going to be a little bit different for us. Here's the thing. I tried to find some examples of Geos, the Poggle Omicron in Grand Arena, and the only videos I could find were how to counter. And this is how big of a deal it is. Everybody puts us on defense in Territory Wars, and you have to counter it. This is a big, giant team to counter Geos. Jedi Knight Luke with Jedi Knight Revan, that's a lot of beef to counter the Geos in Territory Wars. The reason it's put out there is because it's difficult to deal with. It's going to cost you a lot. It's going to take a big team off the board from your opponent. They might even just use a Galactic Legend to avoid having the Omicron apply at all. So, yes, Jedi Knight Luke is going to counter the Geos here, but if you're using Jedi Knight Luke to counter Geos, your opponent is winning in that case. And that's why the Poggle Omicron for Territory Wars, most guilds are going to say either required or highly recommend that you get it on your Geos to really give themselves a solid defensive team to put out there in Territory Wars. Let's go to the end of this. Look at this. It's still going. This is over 3 minutes of battle against these Geos and finally winning. This battle straight up without the Omicron is probably over in less than a minute. But with the Omicron on there, it takes a lot more time. And again, guys, I'm sorry, I couldn't find any videos of, you know, when you get to Territory Wars, all the videos, all the content out there is going to be about countering teams like this. So there are a lot of videos about how to counter Geos in Territory Wars because Poggle's Omicron is just that good. Can we talk? Can we talk? You know, I don't have this Omicron applied on my roster. This Omicron on Padawan Obi-Wan, and I've been telling everybody to farm Padawan Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon because of their assault battle. But for early rosters, even mid-game rosters, where you're having trouble, you don't have enough teams to get through Conquest all the way through it, you really need more Conquest action, more teams you can put in there in auto and really make them work really well. This Omicron for Padawan Obi-Wan will change your conquest. I used it last time in my conquest for the first time with a Padme team, and let me tell you, boys and girls, allies gain 10% max health protection, 30 speed. They gain 10% an additional max 10% health protection for each relic amplifier level he has. They cut the offense of Sith enemies in half till the end of battle. Padawan Obi-Wan has a 50% chance to take. I mean, it just goes. It just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. If Padawan Obi-Wan's stamina is 50% or better, whenever he uses a special ability, allies gain accuracy up, critical chance up, critical damage up, defense up, evasion up, offense up, potency up, speed up, and tenacity up for 2 turns. This Omicron changes the entire landscape for Conquest. And big thanks to Valic SK for putting this video out there of, and this is with the Qui-Gon team, by the way. This is not Padme, this is not Queen Amidala. I bring this up so that, we're talking about your first 10 Omicrons, right? You're not gonna have Queen Amidala on your roster for your first 10 Omicrons, generally speaking, unless you're super duper whaling. So here is the Qui-Gon Jinn, or excuse me, the Padawan Obi-Wan Omicron with Qui-Gon Jinn in Conquest. And don't underestimate that. I was ripping on Carth Onasi earlier and this Old Republic team. This team in Conquest is a monster. It's a beast. You could really fall down, and I guarantee you that a Qui-Gon Jinn team in Conquest before this Padawan Obi-Wan Omicron would not have been able to handle. Like, just would have gone down like a house of cards. Just would have just crumbled, just washed away like a sandcastle. But with Padawan Obi-Wan in there, you can throw him in there, you can press auto, you can beat some of the heaviest Conquest squads. You're just going to do a lot of work in Conquest. And if you can add, if you're farming the Poncho Bros, Padawan Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon, and you can take away some of the headaches of Conquest for yourself and get a lot of that farming done, a lot of the grinding of Conquest accomplished on your roster by putting in Padawan Obi-Wan with the Padme team or a Qui-Gon Jinn team, not Master Qui-Gon in the background, Qui-Gon Jinn in the lead. And just FYI, since you're new, Qui-Gon Jinn's Omicron does not apply to Conquest. It only applies to Grand Arena. They all apply to a specific part of the game. So if you can clean it up and make your life that much easier by putting Padawan Obi-Wan's Omicron on him for Conquest, trust me, it's going to do a lot of good in those first several times you go into Conquest. It'll help you get through a lot more tiers of it and really improve your rewards. Now, how about a twofer? Two Omicrons for the price of one. Darth, Traya, and SWGOH Opress. When you put these 2 Omicrons together on Traya's unique, where Sith allies gain 40% critical damage, max health, and offense. When a Sith ally suffers a debuff, they gain bonus protection at the start of their turns, yada, yada, yada. And when Darth Nihilus goes under 90%, his cooldowns are reset and he annihilates somebody. Then SWGOH Opress comes in. He is a Sith, and he gains 50% defense, max health, offense, and 30 speed at the start of the encounter. He gains 2 stacks of resilient defense, on and on and on. He gains turn meter. He gains defense for each stack of resilient. The guy, you put SWGOH with Darth Traya. They're both relatively easy farms. I probably would do SWGOH first because you can actually solo some teams with him early, then get onto your Traya. And with a helper today from Darth Scion himself on YouTube, we're going to watch this team in action. This is a Grand Arena Omicron, by the way. You guys have seen me use this relentlessly. Here it is being used against Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. I have done this myself. I've had success doing this myself. If the Jedi Master Luke is only Relic 5, or they're modded improperly, or they're not quite up to snuff with your team, your Darth Traya can finish this team off. One thing you can do in here, they've got the classic Darth Talon. That's the normal 5th member of this team, Darth Talon, along with this triumvirate SWGOH Darth Talon. You throw Darth Vader in there instead of Darth Talon, and he's doing some damage. Like, the increases in damage that Darth Traya adds to Sith makes Darth Vader do a lot of damage. So now this is again against the Galactic Legend here. You're going to see this, and it gets to the end. Yeah, there we go. They're going to take out Jedi Master Luke here, and the rest is just easy pickings. Against a well-modded Jedi Master Luke and the right, an Omicron or a Datacron on the team, this won't work really. But you can get him out the right situation. You can pick off the edges. Darth Traya has a lot of flexibility in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes Grand Arena. Darth Traya and SWGOH with their Omicrons come together to make a powerhouse team. I put that Starkiller out there team out there earlier with Mara Jade, and I could have combined them, but I really feel like, Mara Jade can stand on her own without Starkiller in Territory Wars. And Starkiller comes into Grand Arena and brings his Omicron. It's this one, by the way. He's got 3 of them, I think, right? But this is the main one. If there is one Sith 1 Jedi, 1 unaligned Force user light side, 1 unaligned Force user dark side. All allies have plus 35 speed. Debuffed enemies with 50% less damage. Whenever a Sith ally uses a basic ability, Starkiller assists, dealing 20% less damage. Yada, yada, yada. It actually turns in, so they already get 35 speed with the original. They're getting 70 speed. You guys have watched me over and over and over kill Galactic Legends with my Starkiller team in Grand Arena. This comes to us from Timus on YouTube. He's timing us, but sorry. Anyway, look, Starkiller in Grand Arena. He's going to take out Jabba here. You can use him for Rey all the time. Hopefully, we'll get Ezra off these Rey teams sometime soon because that is obnoxious. Regardless, Starkiller is a Galactic Legend killer. And when you put him on a team like this with 1 Jedi, this might be a Plo Koon crown. I don't think it was, though. I think I looked. Let me check back here to be. Not a Plo Koon crown. Not a I checked to make sure. I didn't want to show, like, Plo Koon had a great data crown a while ago that made him awesome, but that's not what this is. I think it actually, anyway, regardless. This is a Starkiller team going up against Jabba. Now, the question might be, should Starkiller be included in your first 10 Omicrons? I'm just going to say yes. You know, that Starkiller Lightspeed bundle has come out a couple of times now. I'd imagine we'll see it again here at some point in 2025. A lot of you guys have spent the $50 on that bundle because it's well worth it. It is worth it to get him on the roster. And so a lot of people do have Starkiller out here. Get the Omicron on him, get him active, get him doing stuff, get him taking out Galactic Legends on your roster in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. He's just that good. And that final Omicron, you get the others as well, but that final Omicron really comes in not even handy. It is absolutely a Galactic Legend crusher and really a Grand Arena must-have is what the Starkiller Omicron is in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. And how about another twofer for everybody? We got Captain Rex and Hera. These are great Omicrons. One for Grand Arena, one for Territory Wars. We look at Rex's Grand Arena Omicron. It does great stuff for him individually. In 5v5s, it makes the Phoenix a powerhouse. In 3v3s, it makes the clones a powerhouse. You put them out there with regular Rex and 5s. Really, really, really great things happen on that team. When you look at Hera for Territory Wars, working together with Rex. You know, Phoenix allies have plus 30% counter chance, 50% max health, 30 speed. Whenever she uses backup plan, they all gain backup plan. That means they're all going to revive. There's even more to it here. These two Omicrons, Hera in Territory Wars on her leadership ability, and Rex in Grand Arena on his unique, they're going to do great things. And this video is brought to you by yours truly, taking out Grand Inquisitor. I use this against Reva in 5v5s. In 5v5s, your Phoenix can take out Reva or Inquisitors, and they can just destroy a lot. They can take out CLS. They do a lot of work out there. I've even used them like to start my battle off against Jabba and then come in with something else and clean it up. They don't quite finish off the battle against Jabba, but I really, really love these Phoenix, the Rex, and then Hera and TW. My guild still actually will throw a Hera TW Omicron out there. So lots of great things happening. You guys, you're farming the Phoenix. We tell everybody to farm the Phoenix. There were 2 assault battles. They take you all the way to the end game. Now, Captain Rex was maybe the most transformative character ever dropped in this game, outside of Darth Bane. He completely took this garbage heap team and turned it into an end game team. The Captain Rex Omicron, which requires a Zeta as well, is on his unique, is going to make your Phoenix fly in Grand Arena. And if your guild is really looking at Territory Wars, that Hera lead Omicron is going to be a really nice one to have as well. Let me get to the end of this and I did my little round up there, but yeah, here we go. You know, this is not a typical Inquisitor team out here, right? It's Grand Inquisitor, and there was also a bunch of damage immunity. That damage immunity is not going to be here pretty soon once those datacrons go away. I hope. Hey, get your Captain Rex Datacron and your Hera one. And our final of these your 10 first Omicrons here, we're going to talk a second about some Omicrons you should avoid early in the game and probably all throughout the game, but Droideka here. Droideka in Territory Wars. We return to Territory Wars. If you got a full decked out Grievous team with all the Zetas and all the fixins, Droideka gains damage immunity for 1 turn at the start of the encounter. He gains 1 stack of charge for 1 turn whenever another ally takes a turn. Whenever an ally is marked, he gains 25% max health stacking till the end of the encounter, and the ally in the leader slot gains 20% turn meter. At the start of each turn, if he has damage immunity, all allies are immune to daze and stun. While he's marked, other allies have potency and speed. The first time he's defeated while marked, revive all allies at the end of the turn, then all allies recover 100% health. At the start of his turn, they recover 10% health protection. This Omicron in Territory Wars makes that Grievous team an absolute monster. Again, it was difficult to find Grievous teams with the Droideka, Omicron, and TW on offense. Most of the content out there is about how to counter that on defense because everybody's placing it out there on defense. You put your General Grievous team out there with your Droideka, Omicron on defense. Everybody's got to deal with it. It makes it a great team, but I was able to find this one here, taking on Sith Eternal Emperor in Territory Wars and really making mincemeat out of Sith Eternal Emperor with your Droideka and this entire team. It really is amazing. The elevation of the Grievous team, which is kind of a scrap heap team these days. I know that we have Stap that's out there doing some elevation of Grievous, but really not all that much. It's just not a great team these days, and it does get super elevated with Droideka's Omicron in Territory Wars. Let's jump to the end of this and watch them take over. Oh, I missed it. Where was it? As soon as they take out Sith Eternal, this is over. Oh man, I skipped right over it. There you go. That was it. Exciting stuff. Droideka Omicron for TW. Your guild should have it. And now let's talk about some Omicrons to avoid in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. I start here with First Order TIE Pilot because so many of you have bought the Kylo bundle or bundles of some sort. You put that First Order team out there. You invest in this Omicron, and it looks really cool with foresight and 100 speed on everybody and critical damage and max health and advantage. It just isn't. It seems cool. It just isn't, guys. I can still beat, if you put out a Phasma team with this on there, I can beat it with Wampa. And that Phasma Omicron and TW and Territory Wars might be okay. My guild put it out there for a long time. Probably Phasma for Territory Wars is more valuable than First Order TIE Pilot for Grand Arena. It's just not a great Omicron. It looks really cool. Just save it for something else and invest in something else. Coming up next, Chirpa. You know, when this first came out, we all thought that the Ewoks are going to be transformed into something amazing. 30 speed, they gain an additional 40% more damage with basic abilities, and they're automatically going to assist. They automatically call an assist whenever they use a special ability. We thought it was really cool. It's a very small elevator for an Ewok team. Maybe if you get Nisa's, I don't even know if hers is a Grand Arena, honestly. But I don't want to invest in 2 different Omicrons for my Ewok team to see if it works, right? Just avoid these Ewok Omicrons, and it also looks kind of cool, and it makes you feel like, you know, you bought the Ewok bundle or whatever, or you bought was there an Ewok? But yeah, the 3PO bundle is the Ewok bundle. Now you want to make your Ewoks work. You spend on an Omicron, and then you just regret doing it immediately. I can't recommend it. I do need to do a little bit of research into the Nisa one, but I still don't think, even with Nisa, you just never see her. I never see anybody using them in Grand Arena, and that's got to tell me something, right? Coming up next, Karth Onasi. I'm going to have Karth stand in for, well, first of all, Karth is going to stand in for Calvin Awesome. Now, Calvin is growing a beard right now, and Karth's got the Fu Manchu going on there. So we're okay. We're getting there. Karth's got the 5 o'clock shadow, and we know that Calvin wants to look like Karth. They're basically twins. Calvin Awesome, Karth Onasi, twins. Regardless, I'm going to let Karth stand in here for every territory battle Omicron. I've never used this. I've never applied an Omicron for territory battles. I don't feel like I need to. Now, there are some of you guys out there that really, really, really love the PvE content, and so you've applied some of these Omicrons for territory battles. Congratulations. I want you to enjoy the game. That's the main thing. I don't think that... I don't know. Like I said, I haven't applied this. I haven't seen many people that have applied it. I don't know many people that apply a lot of territory battle Omicrons because you got lots of other places to use your Omicrons. Grand Arena being the most fun. Grand Arena and Territory Wars, you're facing off against an opponent, whether that opponent is me versus you or my guild versus your guild. It's kind of a lot more fun that way. Territory battles is more PvE type of stuff. And you can find other teams to fill in. It's not that desperate in territory battles that you need to slap an Omicron here that you could use in another game mode that makes Padawan Obi-Wan and Conquest. I'm going to let Karth stand in for pretty much all territory battle Omicrons. Maybe you can tell me in comments, is there a territory battle Omicron that I'm just missing the mark on that everybody should have? I just don't think so. So Karth, you get to stand in there. And the next few Omicrons are going to come to you with a couple of groups / teams that go together and really don't go together and should never have their Omicrons applied. Rebel Officer Leia Organa. I want to do it this way so I can show you Akbar. Akbar's going to shoot right here at the beginning. It's very quick. He shoots. I don't know why. I don't know why they made it so quick. He shoots. I mean, why is it like he shoots? Why can't we have like a little bit more? Can't we get more animation on that? Is it a problem? I don't understand. Regardless, Akbar has a leader Omicron. They gain tenacity up, they gain turn meter, etc. Rebel Officer Leia Organa has an Omicron on her leader ability. They gain 35% speed whenever they recover health protection at the start of the encounter. And then Princess Leia has an Omicron here. While in Grand Arenas, whenever she attacks, has a 55% chance of gain retribution. All put together, these three might get you the occasional win. You put them on the back wall in defense, your opponent runs out of teams, they can't get through. They happen to me once. But it's going to cost you 3 full Omicrons, and it's just not that effective. It's just not great. Don't apply these Omicrons. If you're going to do it, apply all 3 of them, but I can't recommend. You're going to need a lot of Omicrons in this game to apply to a lot of characters, and Akbar, Rebel Officer Leia, Organa Rolo, and Princess Leia are not 3 of those characters. And then finally, I come to you with one of the biggest public service announcements ever in the history of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, because I've seen this. I'm going to say I've reviewed a lot. I've probably reviewed 5,000 rosters over time. I don't know. I've probably seen this 10 times where people applied multiple leadership Omicrons to all of the Inquisitors, and you should apply none of them. Territory Wars for 5th Brother Omicron, his leader ability. Ninth Sister leader ability, Territory Wars Omicron. 7th Sister leader ability, Territory Wars Omicron. 8th Brother leadership ability, Territory Wars Omicron. Guys, 2nd Sister, you guessed it, Territory Wars Omicron. I don't know if you're aware of this, but every team has 1 leader. And if all these guys have leader Omicrons, you've just wasted at least 4 Omicrons. And quite bluntly, you've probably wasted 5. You should not apply any of these Omicrons for these guys, because eventually you're going to unlock Grand Inquisitor, and he's going to be your leader. And then you're going to unlock Reva, and then she's going to be the leader. You're not going to have... And Grand Inquisitor has a bunch of Territory War Omicrons, by the way, if you want to apply those. I've seen people apply all 5 of these Omicrons without understanding what they were doing. And it's one of the saddest things. I really... This is one where Capital Games should rework this. They should rework this. That what they should do, honestly, is have 1 TW, 1 TB, 1 Grand Arena, 1 Conquest, 1 Galactic, whatever. I don't know. Make them all different. Take them all off completely. Because somewhere in the range of 0.01% of players have been completely hosed by this and wasted Omicrons for no reason. And that's unfortunate. So never apply any of the Omicrons to these Grand Inquisitors on their leadership abilities, because they're all Territory War Omicrons, and you're not going to need them once you get Grand Inquisitor anyway. And there you go, boys and girls. There are your first 10 Omicrons in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes for spring 2025, along with 10 Omicrons you should avoid in the game right now and for all future purposes, really. Unless, I guess they could bring out a reason for these to, maybe they'll bring out, 20 more Inquisitors in the game, and then we've got to have 5 full teams of them in Territory Wars. That might happen in 2034. I don't know. Regardless, don't apply these. There you go, boys and girls. We will talk to you soon. I hope this helped you out. Let me know in comments if I missed any Omicrons out there. I'd love to hear from you guys. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. And always, of course, remember, Nooch too good.